Top Fitness 5 is all about using strength training to improve flexibility, reduce the risk of injury, improve posture, and increase driving distance, golf performance in general. I've got 5 exercises, 5 strength training exercises to help demonstrate that. First up, we're going to do a bent over row, okay? So upper body pulling strength. Great for improving posture and improving range of motion around the shoulders. So if you imagine most of us maybe sat at a desk, slightly kyphotic, makes it really difficult to maybe make a back swing, move the shoulders without making maybe some sort of compensatory movements. So if we can get into a better posture through maybe more pulling exercises, such as the bent over row, this will allow then you to move more efficiently into your golf swing, okay, less compensatory movement patterns, maybe being less injuries, better posture, more efficiency, also leading to more increased driving distance, that sort of thing. So here we go, so bent over row, we'll do standing up. So hip hinge, okay, from the hips, big step backwards, nice straight back posture, and then rowing in from here. So we're doing a single arm bent over row, so we're kind of working the upper back, also a little bit of lower back as well for holding this posture, not rounding over, making sure we've got a nice neutral spine position from here. Also a little bit of lower body stability, core stability worked in here too. So bum backwards, little step backwards, and then rowing, single arm row from here. So that's your bent over row. So next up we're going to do some glute bridges. The glutes are a really important muscle group in the golf swing, not only to help improve driving distance, but also help for stability, movement efficiency, reducing the risk of injury, maintaining and getting into good golf posture. But if you imagine most of us maybe sat down all day, glutes getting a little bit lazy, maybe the hamstrings might feel tight or again a little short. They'll definitely be taken over from the glutes, okay, and then the glutes aren't going to be doing the job, hamstrings may be doing too much. So really targeting the glutes, focusing on doing glute exercises, working your bum, will help, okay, for golf. So nice simple glute bridge to begin with, laying onto your back. Okay, heels close to your bum, feet together, hands across the chest, squeeze your bum, bridge your hips up into the air, pause for a second, back down, relax and repeat. So squeeze your bum, bridge your hips up, straight line from the shoulder to the knee at the top, back down and repeat from there. So if you imagine maybe we're a little bit tight down the front of the hips from sitting all day, so we need to strengthen the back sides to help maybe improve mobility, range of motion around the hips. Also, if we can get the glutes working a little bit stronger as well, we can help with driving distance, really utilising the legs to power the golf swing too. Also, if the glutes are working a little better, less the hamstrings are taking over as well. And also then, if we can use our glutes, load the glutes up, get into a good posture into our setup position and maintain this posture by really using these muscles around the core, around the hips, be more efficient, maybe less risk of injury. Next up is a split squat. And we're going to just use a single dumbbell for this one. However, if you're more advanced, I think you will need 2 dumbbells to maybe get some sort of strength training benefit from this. However, if you're a beginner, then this is a great place to start. So normal split squat is big step backwards onto your back toe, drop the knee back down just a couple of inches from the floor, stand up, back down, okay, and repeat from here. You want to maintain pretty vertical shin at the front, not driving the knees too far forwards, definitely not coming up onto your toes from here. Staying nice and tall with the upper body, not leaning too far forwards. Okay, from the front, it'll look something like this. So we're going to use 1 dumbbell, okay? It's a great unilateral exercise for the lower body, okay? Great for the glutes as well, as we just talked about during the glute bridges. We're going to use 1 dumbbell, okay, which maybe creates a little bit of instability as well. Really tries to keep core's going to work a little bit harder to stay nice and straight, and we're definitely not going to be leaning towards one side or the other. Okay, so as we perform these, we want to stay nice and tall with the upper body. And then dropping the knee down just above the floor, then back up. So the other side. So what these are great for is working on that mobility around the hips, okay? You might find it's difficult to get all the way down okay, whilst keeping good posture. So it's really good for working on mobility around the hips, as well as strengthening the glutes, quads, hamstrings at the same time. If we've got one dumbbell, like I'm recommending to begin with, if you haven't maybe done this exercise much before, then great for core stability as well. Keeping that core nice and centered, resisting any sort of lateral flexion, twisting, rotation, flexion, extension, that sort of movements. So keeping it as stable as possible. Great for, again, if we've got better core stability, a little bit better core strength. This is great for maybe minimizing any unwanted movements in the back during our golf swing, okay? So just to make clear as well, the split squats will help improve your hip flexibility, especially if you're sat down all day, okay? Having this one leg forwards, one leg backwards will help open up the hips. So as you lower down into this bottom position, you get a nice stretch across the front of the hip on this trail side, but also this front side, get good stretch around the glutes as well as loading the glutes up and then back up, okay? So really good for both legs at the same time, working the front and the back side for mobility. So next up we've got deadlift. Now I've mentioned deadlift quite a lot before, as it includes a hip hinge movement pattern, really important for getting into good setup position into your golf swing, okay, which again will allow you to be more efficient, will allow you to maybe reduce your risk of injury, especially compared to maybe if you're flexing the spine or doing something funky, where you're going to put added stress on your back or other joints like that. Hip hinge or deadlift can help improve flexibility if we're really working on pushing the hips back, driving the hips back, a little bit in the knees, really stretching down the hamstrings as well. Great for flexibility. Also then, if we're thinking, okay, maybe we're sat down all day and the hip flexors are getting a little bit tight because we're in this position, then strengthening the glutes can help pull us into better posture, into better positions, and the deadlift is great for training the glutes. Also, upper back too. So think, okay, we're in this posture, knees bent, hips flexed. So we're training the glutes, but also the upper back as well in this exercise. Not to mention then, great, as we said, training upper and lower body, which is great for increasing club head speed or driving distance. Such a great exercise. As it is about strength training, you will need to use a load that enables you to get some sort of training effect. However, if you're completely new to this, then you don't have to use something heavy, and it doesn't necessarily mean you need to progress on to something super heavy, kind of like a Rory McIlroy thing, at all, if at all, okay? So deadlift, so hip width stance, bum backwards, a little bit in the knees, okay, stand straight up, nice and tall, bum squeeze, shoulders back at the top, then push your bum backwards, a little bend in the knees, down to about mid-shin, and then stand up nice and tall. So from the front, bum backwards, bend the knees, stand straight up, bars in really close to my legs throughout the whole movement. And at the top, we're really thinking of squeezing your bum and pulling your shoulder blades backwards to emphasize working those areas. We must keep straight back posture, okay, so this is a must, straight back posture, really work on a good hip hinge movement. So last exercise is a squat, and we're going to use the goblet squat. Great starting place for those of you that maybe haven't done too much strength training before, and you will see some training benefit, improved strength from just doing this. Obviously, if you've got more training experience, then you need to maybe do some sort of different type of squat with a little bit more load, depending on your goal here. So goblet squat is holding a kettlebell or dumbbell in towards the chest, okay, feet shoulders apart, toes slightly out, hips backwards, dropping your bum down, and standing back up nice and tall from here, maintaining good back posture throughout. So this one's great for back posture, again, especially if you're sat down or some sort of kyphotic posture. Great for improving posture around here, which again, as we mentioned just now, improving maybe mobility around the shoulders. If we're in better posture, also maybe rotational ability around the sort of T-spine, the sort of mid-back here. Creating bigger backswing, blah, blah, blah. Increased club head speed, that sort of thing, really important. Which I hope you've got from this video. Also then, squat, great for hip mobility. So really looking on getting down nice and low, you might not get anywhere near this to begin with, this might be a bit more you. But really this works internal and external rotation, which is really important. If you think backswing, internal rotation, this hip's externally rotated, and then downswing, this hip's slightly externally rotated. As it comes through, then this one's internally rotated. Really important rotation around both hips. And this, as you go into the squat, we're working on the internal and external rotation, okay, especially not letting the knees drop in. Great for the glutes, as we've already mentioned. If the glutes are a bit firing a bit better, maybe improving posture through the hips, which will also then allow for better, more efficient movement in the hips, utilising the hips a little bit better in the golf swing, which can lead to more power too. Also, if you're holding a kettlebell or if you're using a barbell or dumbbells, whatever you're using for your squat, to maintain good posture you need good core stability and good sort of back strength too, okay? So this is great, again, if you can maintain posture for a set of 12, 15 goblet squats, you'd like to think that maybe you can maintain posture maybe whilst you're practicing, maybe whilst you're sort of hitting some wedge shots, maybe even, you know, hitting a driver too. Okay? So there's your 5 exercises. Hopefully you can see using these resistance training, strength training exercises not only help improve strength, but also improve your posture, improve range of motion around important joints in the golf swing, also reducing your risk of injury by becoming more stronger and more flexible. Okay, so give these a go. Additionally, you know, you don't have to worry about lifting what Rory McIlroy is lifting. Okay, this isn't really our goal here. This is the sort of Golf Fitness 5 and 5. This is about maybe introducing exercise, helping improve your golf by sort of that little and often sort of type thing.